very good evening to you and welcome back to the beautiful El Olivar Hotel, Palace and Resort here in Marrakesh. This is the final of the Ultimate Pool Moroccan Team Championships, and what a final it promises to be. Team Small Tiger on your left against Team Gillespie. Osama Maskini, Amur Riyad and Scott Pope make up Team Small Tiger, and Team Gillespie, of course, Scott Gillespie, Gubsy himself, Morgan McInnes and Stephen Campbell. It's a race to 5, as it's been all the way throughout the tournament. Maximum of 50 minutes on the match clock. There is, of course, a shot clock which is 30 seconds and one extension of 15 seconds each per player per rack. We've just seen, well, we've already crowned 2 champions today, haven't we? Geraldine Champagne won the ladies' title, and then Tom Cousins lifting the CPP title, overcoming Connor Tracy by 8 racks to 1. And he also will feature in the main event, the UPA Championship, coming up after this final. And of course, the man at the table, Scott Gillespie, will be featuring in that as well. He'll be up against Tom in that final. That's to come a little bit later on. He just overcame Christophe Lambert in a big battle. Scott running out the winner in that one by 8 racks to 4. Need to get off to a good start in this one though. It's just a race to 5. So Riyad, Morocco's number 1. Pretty good snooker player as well. Now trying to move the yellow away from the red, which he does very nicely indeed. He'll save that one for a little bit later on. Osama Maskini, wow, he's cute. Osama Maskini actually lives in England. He's residing in the East End of London. There is a 3rd, 4th playoff just down to the left of me. Chris Melling is in action against Christophe Lambert. Chris had deep runs in both the teams and in the singles. Unfortunately though, missed out, but I'm sure would love to take the 3rd place. Digging down, this is not easy. No real damage done, and that yellow down the other end is making the safety that much more awkward. It's kind of like having one red down the bulk end in snooker. You can't really play safe down that end, and you can't play safe down this end unless you nestle in on this yellow. couldn't really do too much more. Cue ball will be headed back down this area once again though, I feel. Play the yellow on the left hand side rail with some left hand spin. Watch the cue ball go back towards the top rail. Well, hiding in behind the 8 ball instead. Wonder might he consider playing the double on this red on the right hand side and draw into the red by the side pocket. It's an option. Changed his mind at the last second. Well, what a change of mind it was as well. Oh, has he just gone too far? Kind of stopped in his tracks there, didn't he? I think he might have just gone a little bit too far. Team Gillespie overcame Team Morris in the semi-final. In the quarter-final, they beat probably the favourites for the tournament, Team Shepherd. That was a hill-hill match in the last 16. They overcame Team MMA. 5-0 win over Team Jerome before that. And the first round 5-1 win over Team Les Cascadiers. It's gone wrong. Can he play it off the yellow in the side pocket? Well, you have to hit them just a little bit harder than that, I feel. No real favourites in this final, I don't think. It's a 2-horse race. Both have some stars on their side. I think it's fair to say Gillespie and this man at the table are probably the main two, which is probably why they're playing first and against each other. Takes me back to league night when I was a teenager. Always put your strongest player out. I used to go last. Couldn't do any damage going last. Now, I think he's gone just too far, and the shake of the head endorses that. Could he get really clever here and maybe play the cue ball off the jaw? It'd be very risky. He could just drop it in and leave himself a harder shot. Oh, he could force an angle, and he's a little bit unlucky to catch the 8 ball. Just the safety. Or does he fancy? What about playing a shot like Scott just played? Play the yellow off the red in the side. What about that for an idea? It looks like he's running for cover behind the 8. No, gone for distance. And that's a pretty good shot. Look at the weight on the cue ball. Really smart shot. This is awkward now. What's Gubbsy got in mind? I asked him what the name meant. I was hoping to get some kind of interesting story, but he said it doesn't mean anything. It's just Gubbsy. He's left this on. It's gone wrong. Can play off the back rail and play the 8 into the same pocket probably. Or even the corner. A little bit betwixt and between. Where does he fancy it? Nicely done, to the delight of the local crowd. I just had my picture done with that young lady there and her husband. Have sat along here all week, right next to me, having to listen to my voice. Poor them. Can't give you any updates on the other game going on, guys, because there's no scoreboard on it. Chris Melling is right beneath me here, but I don't want to disturb him and ask him. I just made eye contact with Christophe Lambert. Hope he didn't hear me. Don't want to put him off. Of course, playing for pride and prize money as well. Basically, Christophe and Chris Melling are playing for a difference of $1,000. It's either $1,500 for third or $500 for last 8. Actually, I beg your pardon. It's just bragging rights. They've both got $1,500. I apologise. Back to this one. Oh, what a gorgeous shot that was. I think that's what he played. May have been playing for the yellow in the side, but can make sure he leaves himself a decent angle now on this yellow in the side. And he's just going to drop it in, is he? Roll this through and then play the yellow over the corner and play it with a little bit of power. Kind of draw off of the yellow over the pocket. Give the other yellow a nudge. Or maybe will it pass the red into the corner? We'll soon know the way he plays this. If he doesn't try and move it, then obviously it goes. Well, he did try it, so he's played it really, really well. Scott Pope, his opponent. Really nice stance. Team Gillespie looking to get back on level terms. Winners will take home $3,000 Not bad, $1,000 each. Runners up will get 1,500, so exactly half, 500 each. So very nicely done. Scott Pope leaves the arena. Give us a wave. There she is, giving us all a wave. And her husband. Here he is, Small Tiger himself. The team is named after him. Team Gillespie to break. It's dry. Very, very short race. It's hard to get going in this if you don't get a good start. I think he called the yellow, and the reason he's called is because the balls are close together and he's not playing the ball directly into a pocket. Nicely done. He's really nicely on this red down the rail. Home crowd enjoyed that one. Now living in the East End of London, Mr. Maschini. Great name that, isn't it? Key shot coming up, needs to get on the final yellow in such a way you can get to the 8 ball. Well, it's not straightforward. Can he draw? Can he screw between the gap between the two outside reds of those 4? Just draw through that gap. He certainly can. Just caught one of them, but it's perfect. And Team Small Tiger will take a small lead at 2-1, much to the delight of the home crowd. Playing under the Moroccan flag, but of course they do have one Brit amongst them, Scott Pope, who lives in Taunton, a lovely place in Somerset in southern England, and he actually practices in Club All Stars, the same club that the Safecracker practices in. Shane Thompson So Team Small Tiger overcame Team Lambert in the semi-final. Before that it was Team Maltese Aura. Team Les Bulls were their victims also. An easier win for the Small Tigers there at 5-1. Another 5-1 over the Team Legends. And in the first round it was a donut served up to Team Gordeau. Back to this one, Scott Pope breaking off. Reminds me of the singer Will Young a little bit. Is the yellow going to go? Wow, the crowd I think was sucking that one into the pocket. I heard a big from the crowd. Those behind were blowing, these were sucking. It worked. They made the yellow in the corner. It was a team effort. Told me just before this final, the result doesn't really matter. It's going to make sure they enjoy it and have fun. Of course, the extra $500 each would be a bonus. One thing that stood out from this tournament is how everyone has just enjoyed the facilities here. The hospitality has been second to none, and to use Scott Pope's words, he said, I feel like royalty here. Everyone is just so nice. Really does seem like a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. He's got a really cool accent as well. I know it's fun, but I'm sure the nerves might be jangling just a little bit. Needs to leave himself an angle on the final red to get across for the black into the same pocket, so needs to put a little bit of pace into this one. These are missable. Have to cue it well. Oh, and it's because he did cue it well that it's dropped. He also needs to cue this well. Also would have liked a bit more angle on this. Oh, he was fine. You see, just that little bit more angle would have taken him further over. Mind that shirt on this yellow. And he did. Well, the crowds have been up for these games since day one. They really have. The viewing area has been full. Every single match almost, it really has. The only time it wasn't was at lunchtime today when everyone was in the restaurant. I don't think they knew there was a game going on. Christophe Lambert has just broken dry against Chris Melling in the third place playoff. So who have we got up next, guys? No, nothing down. crowd getting excited again. Dry break means their man comes to the table. Even though he lives in England, he'll always be their Moroccan, of course. They also have the number 1 Moroccan in their team. I'd be interested to find out how Scott Pope sneaked into the team. I'm glad they did invite him in. Great addition to the team. Really, really nice guy. Not a bad layout, you just have to take them in the right order, don't you? Which is what pattern play is. I did just wonder why, or if they might think about maybe putting some numbers on the balls. Just 1 to 7. It's gone. Well, it's okay, I think. If this red still passes into this bottom left-hand corner, sorry, the yellow passes the red, it doesn't. So just a little bit more work to do here. Can just screw back a little bit. And now, this is the key shot. Has he gone too far? Well, it's not too bad. You can come round the back in between the rail and the 10 here, I think. Sorry, the 8. Or I can just drop it in. Even better. I haven't said the number 10 for ages. Apologise, guys, once again. How many times have I done that this week? It's because in rotation, that looks just like the 10 ball, that stripe. I know it's the 8, of course. I just can't help myself. Oh, he's missed it. What a chance then for the Scot. Oh dear. Oh dear. Just shows you these pockets are just a little bit nippier. Very nicely done, and they arrive at the hill. Still have one final to come for you today, guys, and it's going to be a belt up. Tom Cousins chasing his second Moroccan title here in the space of a couple of hours, because earlier on he overcame Connor Tracy to win the CPP event. The next one is the UPA event, the Ultimate Pool Association Moroccan Championships. $13,000 on the line, and he's up against Mr. Gillespie Gubsi. Breaking on the hill, Amir Riyad needs a ball, almost made the cue ball, but it's going to be dry. So Morgan McGuinness. His mum is very famous, the ref Michaela Tabb, first ever woman to referee a World Championship snooker final. Well, we love a little bit of an atmosphere, don't shush them too much. Just trying to find out the score in the third-fourth playoff between Christophe Lambert and Chris Mellin. I then asked them mid-match. Just out of picture, you can't see him on your screen. Scott Gillespie having a chat with Stephen Campbell, trying no doubt to see if there are any potential hiccups on the table for Amir as he works his way through this rack. Wow. That wasn't even close, was it? It was a long way off. Just a complete misjudgment. Riyad ruining the mistake. Encouragement from his teammates. Well, it'd be great if Team Gillespie can make a little bit of a comeback. There's the teammates. Stephen Campbell's dad was the guy in the pinkish, peachish t-shirt. Been a nice guy around the venue to have a few chats with over the last few days. Tomorrow this resort is going to be a ghost town, I think. A lot of players have left today, and of course a lot will leave tomorrow. I'm here for another day. I'm going to go and enjoy a bit of Marrakesh, I think. to keep this final alive for at least another rack. Yellow to the top left, little draw shot just low on the cue ball, 6 o'clock on the clock face. Should be home and dry. Maybe doesn't pass into the side pocket then, so he's had to draw across to take it into this bottom right hand corner. This is missable though. But not this time. The handshake. The final is still alive, 4-2. It's still Team Small Tiger though, just edging it at the moment. So here we go again. It will be Gubsy himself, Scott Gillespie, up against the Small Tiger himself, Osama Maskini. You know, those two guys have done so much work. Karim, the big boss of Ultimate Pool here in Morocco. Scott breaking off then. He's got a few more breaks to make as well after this match. He will be playing the final up against Tom Cousins. The only defeat Tom Cousins has had in the last 4 days was the very first team event, the very first team match that he played. They went out, spurred him on to not lose another frame though. Big shot. Wow, try to draw. Oh, is he going to scratch in the side? Oh dear, how unlucky is that? Just missed the cannon. Straight into the drink. Just off angle on the red to the top left. Looking at taking on the one to the bottom right. We're looking right down the barrel of the gun here. I'm sure that's the one he's going to play. I just want to go through slightly with a cue ball, leave himself on the red to the top left. Oh, now he can draw out off this for the red into the side. Just below middle and bottom on the cue ball. And that's just about perfect. Can stun down, get a little bit closer to the red next to the 8 ball. Love to leave himself a little angle on it so he can just stun out for the 8 into the side pocket. Yeah, wrong angle, so just had to take his medicine. Straight into the top left for 4-3. In it goes. Gubbsy coming up with the goods just when he needed them. The crowd a lot quieter now. So Stephen Campbell stepping up to the plate. Osama Riyad looking to atone. And we do have Kayla Mack, or Michaela Tab as we know her. She's watching. I knew she would be. Hope you're well, Michaela. She's been doing a lot of the senior snooker just recently. Running a business as well. We want this to go hill, don't we? Let's get our money's worth. Oh, we're not even paying for it, are we? We've had the free stream 4 days in a row. Some great numbers as well. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. It's nice to know that there's plenty of Ultimate Pool fans all around the world. Pool in general has been growing for the last couple of 2 or 3 years. And Ultimate Pool is branching out. A couple of events in America. There's one coming up. I believe it's in Louisville where Fedor Gorst now lives. I'm sure he'll be playing in it if he's available. Well, it would be very fitting if this did go the distance. One more awkward little shot. dealt with it well. He's got the perfect angle to stun off this yellow into the side down for the one remaining yellow into the top left. Just leave any kind of angle, high or low, on the last yellow. 8 ball in the side pocket on the right to go all the way. Applause for another match going on, or some oohs and ahs on the other match going on between Chris Melling and Christoph. They're having a right ding-dong battle for third, fourth, and in it goes, and we are going to go to a final rack decider. It's going to be Scott Pope. The handshake with Morgan. So here we go. It's either a grand each or 500 each. US dollars I'm talking, of course. Semi-finalists received 600 and the last 8 got $300 for their trouble. We've already given away 3,000 to the women's champion, Geraldine Champagne. May have heard screams of Christoph. He's just won a rack, keeping the match alive maybe. I'm not sure what the score is there. He's got a smile on his face though. I think it might be heel. I think I just saw them shake hands and say good luck. So maybe they are heel, and Chris Mellin is breaking off. Anyway, back to this one. Big moment now in this final. It's looking good for Team Gillespie. And Scott will have a chance at 13,000 in the final to follow as well. Oh, that's a good shot as he overhit it, and he's okay. Just has to be a little bit careful because one red doesn't pass the yellow into the right hand corner, so he just has to think a few shots in advance here, make sure he doesn't get the wrong side on the penultimate red. Yeah, this is okay. Can draw across the face of the red to play the penultimate one into the same pocket. That's perfect, I think. Or is it? He needs to be straight or just off straight. Cue ball coming to the right. If he's straight, he's okay. He can just drop this in dead weight, run through for the red into the top left. He's fine. Wow, nervous moments now. Does he have an angle to come down the left-hand side of the table? He does. He's coming round to have a look at it. Wouldn't want to be drawing straight back. Always side pocket come into it. Oh, what a beautiful shot he's played here. Look at this. Nicely on this 8 ball for the championship. Don't take too much time. Okay, you got 21 seconds. You want to be down studying it. Steadying yourself rather. I can't get my words out. It's been a long 4 days, and in it goes, and what a comeback from 4-1 down. Team Gillespie, nods of approval from the audience, have come from 4-1 behind to win it 5-4. the champions of the teams, Team Gillespie, Stephen Campbell, Morgan McGuinness and Scott Gillespie. Congratulations, guys. We're going to go and do a little bit of an interview and the presentation. I'll see you on the other side of the camera. See you soon, guys. So a great final, 4-1 down to 5-4 winners. But let's first have a chat with the runners-up. Scott Pope, almost made it, almost got your hands on the trophy. 4-1 up, what went wrong?
To be fair, I don't think we did a lot wrong. Yeah, we probably had one good chance, but otherwise it was a solid game. I've been dished twice, and I think, to be fair, I don't think Scotland really did that much wrong, to be fair. So it's a difficult team to play against. Obviously 4-1 up, obviously disappointed, but otherwise, if you looked at the draw that we had, I think we'll be pretty happy to get to the final.
You said no matter what, you are going to just enjoy the final. You're here, you're enjoying it, having fun. Second place, I'm sure you'd have taken that at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, no, definitely. When it's a race to 5, one frame pool, you'll take any position really. If you get to the final in this format, I think any team should be happy. So,
round of applause for Scott Pope and team Small Tiger. Congratulations, guys. Now the winners from 4-1 down, they came all the way back. Come on, Scott. How does it feel, mate? Scott Gillespie, captain of Team Gillespie.
Yeah, no, first of all, that's for one of our good mates back home, Scott Kennedy, so thanks, Scott. No, listen, 4-1 down, it's race to 5, so we just said to ourselves, we only need 4 frames, like anything can happen at this level. They did have one good chance, but listen, it's tough out there in front of the audience. So we just dug in and managed to get our chances and took them.
I think the audience were rooting not for you. Let's put it that way.
No, listen, the audience are great. It's good to have an audience, and obviously with some local interest with the Moroccans, they're going to celebrate them, but they still appreciate good pool, which is great.
Congratulations, Scott Gillespie. So we're going to now present the trophy to you. And to do that, we have the manager and the director of this beautiful El Olivar Palace Hotel. Please come, guys. A trophy each for Morgan McGuinness, Stephen Campbell and Scott Gillespie. Congratulations to Team Gillespie, guys. Congratulations once again to the runners-up, Team Small Tiger, and of course to the winners. Scott Gillespie will be back in this arena very, very soon because we have the final. Tom Cousins is back once again trying to double up, but I know Scott Gillespie will be doing everything he can to stop that happening. Join us again on Ultimate Pool Morocco very, very soon, guys, for the main final.